What is the crack? This is Absolutely Marinated, a show where I cook some food, tell you about it while having a few cans. Today I am making, what is this? Beef chili. So I guess easiest way to start is to your mise en place, as the French say, or sofritos, as the boys in Spain would say, or you could just go ahead and just call them onions, garlic, carrots, whatever the fuck you want to call them. That sort of shite. So yeah, go ahead there, slice your onions, flick them off like a schnapps on your brother's jacket. Yeah, get away. Well, look, if you haven't figured out how to peel an onion yet, this is not the YouTube channel for you. I'm telling you, go find some other gobshite to show you how to peel an onion. Because it won't be me. Right? I'll clear off the board there and go fucking... Sorry. So finally chop your onions. Yeah, and then spin around, give another chop. There we go, nice and fine. Like, there, I'll skip this part. And just in case you had any doubt that the second half of the onion was done any different to the first half of the onion, I'm showing it to you now. It's the exact same. The exact fucking same, lads. Now, here's a bit of a tipping for you. If you look and see how my board is going absolutely haywire, and you get an old paper towel, a kitchen paper, underneath, wet it a bit. She won't slide anywhere, hey. When you've all your onions chopped up, just get them out of the way, throw them into a bowl. Yeah, good luck. Out the door. You know what's even more boring than watching someone chop an onion? It's trying to edit a video of someone chopping an onion. No, so to help me through my boredom, I get another can for myself. Right, where are we at now? Good stuff. Chilies. Right, chop up your chilies. Well, they look sad now, but they're not. They're pure taste. They're basically dried, smoked. I can't even remember what in the light Christ were. Some Mexican sort of pepper that you basically, they put them in a dehydrator. They get all leathery, but your job is now to chop them up into nice small pieces. Take the seeds out because they'll go pure. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not bitter. Is it acrid? Acrid? Yeah, we'll go with acrid for the crack. Now, I'm not fully sure why I left this part of the video in, other than the fact that you can see my thought processes when it comes to the kitchen. People say, do you like to cook, Kevin? Yeah, I love to cook. I wouldn't last 2 seconds in a fucking proper kitchen though. Right, on to the next part. And here we are. Those peppers that you've chopped up nice and finely, yeah, into the bottom of the Dutch oven. Of course, the Dutch oven is a very different thing where I'm from. And basically toast those off. And when you're done toasting them, just a bit of smoke, put them into a blender. And just take out your peppers from the hot pan. I mean, it's fucking hot. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Burn the shite out of my fingers. Yeah. Thick as 2 short planks. There you go. Oh, there's only a small bit left. What's the worst I can do? Yeah, I'll put my hand again. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, burnt the absolute shite out of my fingertips. Yeah, you get what you deserve. And when you have 2/3 of your fingertips singed to an absolute crisp, throw your things into a blender, put the hat on it, and fucking... Yeah, that's my blender sound effects. Pixar, get at me. Yeah, move the pot out of the way, let the blender do its thing, and through the magic of video editing, I've just given you back about 4 minutes of your life. Basically all I've done is let this on slow till it's gone to a complete fine powder. Take the lid off and be careful, because if that shite gets in your eyes, you'll know about it. Now, what am I doing here? A bit of smoked paprika on top. Yeah, you'll add. Yeah, throw the camera there like a fucking idiot. What did I throw there? The chili powder. Yeah, you'll add some seasoning salt, or what was just regular sea salt, is it? Yeah, there you go. Sorry lads, this is recorded about 2.5 years ago, so I can barely remember what the fuck I was doing. What's this? What is this? A bit of cumin, garlic powder and onion powder here. I'll fast forward again. And once you have all those lads in, throw them into a blender, give them another whiz, and for a couple of seconds, get it all incorporated. It's been so long since I recorded this that I forgot that this is a part of it. But sure, look, there's nothing wrong with a bit of store-bought vegetable stock or vegetable broth or chicken broth or store-bought whatever. I mean, it's grand, it's easy, but I'll be making another video in the future where it includes homemade vegetable stock, chicken and vegetable stock, and it is absolutely unreal. I mean, there's no way to compare it. It's just better. It's just better, lads. No, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just better. And if you're doing it at all, you may as well do it right. Now, full disclaimer, lads, the way I horse my chili together is a bit different nowadays. Same ingredients, all like regular crack, just process is slightly different, where I'll do things in a different order, and I don't put everything in a blender together. But sure, look, you live and you learn, you know, life lessons. And speaking of life lessons, lads, one of the happiest, fondest days of my life was when I discovered San Marzano tomatoes, or tomatoes for all the Yanks listening, but they're just absolutely class. They're just flavourful. They just taste better than regular tomatoes. Well, as good as you can get from a can anyways, you know what I mean? Like, add a little bit of San Marzano tomato paste. No, tomato paste is just tomatoes concentrated, a couple of shots. So it's real acidic, so you want to make sure you cook it out, but sure, throw it into a blender. It's going to go into a pot for a couple of hours, so you get the idea. It just ups the old tomato flavour in it, you know. Now, another thing I like to add is some tomato ketchup. Now, the reason I like to add the ketchup is because it's processed all hell and it's delicious, but it has some sugar in it, it has a bit of vinegar in it, a bit of sweet and a bit of acid for your chili, balances out. You know, you can add the vinegar as you like by itself, and you can add a bit of sugar in it by yourself. But sure, look, you have it in a bottle. Why not just give it a shot and see what happens? Now throw your pot on, get it good and hot. Give it a shot there of the extra virgin olive oil, a bit of a flavour. Let that oil get toasty hot. And once your pot is nice and hot, you want to start browning off your beef. So, yeah, there you go. Throw it in from the side there, like a horse. And approach it from the side, spook or otherwise. Oh, there we go. What do we have there? I think there's a bit of chuck in this chili, but sure, you can add whatever sort of meat you want, preferably red. Bit of pork. Bit of pork, no harm. Bit of lamb, no harm. But beef is the classic chili, isn't it? So you want to throw them in bit by bit. Don't overcrowd the pan, otherwise you won't get the browning on it until it just starts to turn into soup and steam, and next thing you think with this stringy arse beef. And nobody wants stringy arse beef, huh? Well, I say do what you want, but one thing you have to do when you're building chili or any sort of one pot dish is season as you go. For Christ's sake, lads, just season as you go. I don't want to be eating or a load of salt at the end. You need to salt and season every little bit of thing that you need to go in. Now, bear in mind if you're salting, you want to be, oh jeez, where am I going now? Technical difficulties by the looks of it. Oh, better angle. I see what I'm at. See, look at the colour on the bottom of that pot. That's what you want, you see. You get that Maillard reaction. Maillard. I know, it sounds like a mallard. Not any relation. Anyways, salt, pepper, season. Keep her going. Keep her lit. And you do it in batches, right? So, fast you forward a bit. Now, this is just towards the end of the first batch, and the bottom of that pan looks like it's burnt to shite, but it's not. That's the good stuff there. Okay. All that sticky goodness, that's just going to get into the chili and give it a nice deep sense of flavour, you know what I mean? So here's me taking it out. Batch 1 down. I'll come back to you when I have batch 2 done, and just wanted to show you the browning of the pot. Look. Now you can see this is towards the end of the second batch. You see how dark that pot is. Oh, look at it. I mean, it looks black. No, it looks burnt and black, but it's not. It's pure taste. The only way that bottom of that pan could get any more darker without it being burnt is if Phil Lynott himself was making it, huh? So yeah, throw hape onions on top of that. You can sweat them out. Get that caramelization on those onions going. You basically want to have colour on everything going into this. Like Michael Jackson. So as you can see, the bottom of that pan is pure black. So what you can do to make it handy is a bit of liquid. In this case, what did I use? An old beer. Scrape it up. Make sure it's not caking on. You know the deal. You just keep doing that. Rinse, wash, repeat until most of that stuff in the bottom of the pan is lifted. Steaming, hey. Absolutely steaming. And so's the pot. And throwing a nabby in the butter there. A bit of Kerrygold. Shout out Kerrygold. Onions and butter are just... Oh, another nabby. Jeez, I got excited there with the butter. But I mean, look, there's nothing more magical. If you want to sweat down onions, throw in some salted butter. Because you get that salt in the butter. The salt will help the onions release a bit of their moisture. And the butter is fat, and the onions love fat. You know, chubby chasers of the vegetable world. Right, you let those go, sweat them down a bit. I think I should have probably turned down that hob a bit because they seem a bit too hot. They'll be crispy before they're soft. And at this stage now is where when the onions have kind of gotten soft a bit, you want to add some of the garlic. I think I put out 3 or 4 cloves in general. Well, look, I say 3 or 4. The recipe probably called for 3 or 4 cloves, but if it says 3 or 4 cloves in the recipe, I flake around 9 of them in because garlic is class. The reason you put it in after the onions is because it has a lower smoke point, so they'll burn, and again they'll go acrid on you. My new favourite word of the day now, acrid. ACRID. Sesame Street, how you fixed. Alright, there's the second one. Skip to the next part. I see I put in the beef with my onions as opposed to brown at the start. Now, I'm reading between the lines here, and I think I just made an executive decision because the arse of the pot was so black that I didn't want to throw any more meat on top of it. So I'm browning my minced beef with my onions and then get a bit of colour on it that way. Like, granted, you want to brown it all at once, but I didn't want to risk it, and I'm lazy, so I didn't want to clean my pot twice. So as you can see, I'm colouring my beef, and that pan is absolutely light and hot, despite the fact that only half of the arse of the pot is on the hob. Come on, Kevin. But you can see how quickly that has browned. Literally, this real time now, about 30 seconds, and she's good and brown, like, you know. And it's at this stage where I want to bring everything back to the pot. The seared beef off from earlier, all the resting juices, the whole shebang, into the pot. Give it a stir. How's your father? How's your uncle? And we'll just give it a minute then after that. Then, once you have it all there looking nice and sexy, the whole pot on the stove too, we'll start to add our mixture that we made earlier in the blender. Now, look at that. It's a good colour, lads. Scrape every little bit out because it's all taste. So then you throw in all my beans. There I have pinto, kidney beans, chickpeas / garbanzos. So yeah, give that a mix. Leave it alone for a few hours. And just pure taste. You see on top there, I give it a shot of that Worcestershire sauce. And for all those assholes that call it, oh, what's this here sauce? Shut up, it's Worcestershire sauce. It's not that hard to say. It is what it is. Now, at this point, it's been cooking for a few hours. You know, some things have cooked out. Maybe you didn't add enough. So just start flaking in whatever you feel like. I mean, that goes for everything from like cumin to oregano or oregano. Oh, I got that arseways. It's oregano and oregano. A bit of hot sauce, whatever the fuck you're feeling like. Just throw it all in. Mix it all around. I mean, it's chili here, lads, not rocket science, you know. And where you have it where you like it, throw the hat on, give the thumbs up. Good luck.